So, the US, Iran, and Israel back at war. So, let's talk about how serious this is, how long this could last, and what happens from here. I feel like we really need to stop meeting up like this. Firstly, most signals suggest definitely gonna ruin your weekend, probably gonna ruin your entire next week, and maybe more. Because the real question you've got to ask is, what is the US and Israel's objective with carrying out these strikes? Because you'd think once they've achieved that, that's when this ends, right? Well, this time around, the rhetoric coming from Washington is not just about, Iran not being allowed nuclear weapons anymore. It's much broader. And now we don't know what happened in their recent negotiations, but we do know that there is now a big emphasis on an entire regime change. And unless they're about to do a Maduro, that doesn't happen overnight. We're seeing things like Israel setting up advice on how kids can go back to school online. The US have built up a huge military presence in the Middle East, equipping them for a prolonged conflict. Trump has spoken about how American lives could be lost, there could be casualties, and then he even spoke directly to the Iranian people. He said huge things like, when we are finished, take over your government. This will probably be your only chance for generations. Do not let it pass. Yeah. That's pretty damn big because Iran's government have been in power for nearly 50 years. So if, and that's a big if, we actually see their regime fall this year, and that won't happen without a fight, the global significance cannot be understated. And you could just imagine, how will China and Russia react to something like that? But let's not get ahead of things. What can we realistically expect over the next few days? Well, CNN spoke with a senior official who disclosed that the US military have plans of phasing strikes over 1 to 2 day periods and then pausing, assessing the damage, resetting, and then going again if necessary. But of course, all of that could change depending on whether Iran wants to negotiate or whether they strike back with something pretty serious. Either way, what a freaking time to be alive. And as always, keep you guys updated.